to Cardin. Extorgia has called for a meeting with the notorious King Ranyon, neither of them wishing to risk an ambush, which is to take place in a clearing in a nearby forest, with 4 troops accompanying each leader. Extorgia's spy, the thief Darkwind, has also tagged along with the king.
Is it time, sire?
Is it dawn?
Yes, sire.
And can you see the sun peeking above the great Anchor Valley over in the southeast?
Yes, sire.
Then why ask, man? I trust you have brought the sceptre.
Here it is, my liege.
Keep it in the cloth, you fool! I don't want your grubby hands touching it.
Permission to ask a question, my benevolence.
Granted, but be quick about it. I don't want to be here all day.
Why is it called the Sceptre of Birth and Death, sire?
Well, the sun on the top, soothsayer, represents a new beginning, so birth
And death?
represents itself. As the kingdom of the Modis would have told us, I would have thought you'd know that already, soothsayer.
Forgive me, sire. My contact with the spirits has been diminished due to my meditation yesterday.
Indeed. Well, it's lucky you did. At least we now know not to let Dustin lead a raid again. We wouldn't want her to run into any more teenage girls, would we?
No, your magnificence.
Anyway, take this cloth. It is Cardinian tradition that the monarch carries the sceptre wherever he leaves the castle.
Sire, look! Extorgia here with some men. She's raised her sword and stabbed it into the ground.
Then I must do the same. Move back, soothsayer. And knights, be ready in case she tries anything. I wouldn't put it past her.
Ranyon.
Extorgia, my, how you've grown.
It has been 10 years, Ranyon, in which time I have gained an honourable reputation. I see all that you have become is a monster.
I've become king.
At what price?
Well, I didn't kill your mother, if that's what you're suggesting.
I am not a child anymore, Ranyon. I know what you did. It angers me that you are impertinent enough to carry my mother's sceptre.
If you wish to think that way, I cannot change your mind. But answer this. Why would I kill my own wife?
You only married her to get closer to power. I knew that even as a child. And when you thought the time was right, you betrayed her, stabbing her in the back.
She was poisoned by the enemy of Cardin.
You are not fooling anyone.
Well, no matter. What is it you want to discuss? I haven't got all day, you know.
I have raised a force strong enough to beat your current garrison.
Huh. Do you really think stealing into the town and scraping a few rats from the gutter will increase your chances?
I see you are still too arrogant to listen to me properly. But I have other plans, Ranyon. You can count on that.
Do you mean the men you sent to Frosthelm? It won't work. Jar Bavillus is legally bound to support the rightful monarch.
Many believe I am the rightful monarch after you murdered Queen Catherine, my mother.
You have a band of rebels. Nothing more.
Nevertheless, as a fair woman, I give you the chance to surrender. Give up your crown, step down, and I will spare your life.
Oh, how kind. I will need time to consider this, of course.
Surely we both know what your answer is going to be.
Oh, come, Extorgia. Let's be sporting, eh? Of course, through calling this meeting, you've entered a long-standing Candinian tradition of a 2-day truce.
I fail to see how that will benefit either of us.
We must be seen to be doing things properly, mustn't we?
Have your 2 days. Then we will meet it here again for your decision, at the same time, under the same circumstances.
Anything else?
After all this time, Ranyon, you haven't changed a bit. We've discussed my mother already, but that is not the reason for my resistance.
No?
How many good men are dead or rotting in dungeons? How many heads are on spikes? How many families are starving because you take everything for yourself? I only want to ask you, why oppress the innocent? That is my motive for opposing you. Yours does not interest me.
I assume you've heard of the curse of Telhorn Castle?
No female can stone Telhorn Castle without the eventual, terrible betrayal of a male ally.
Well?
I have heard of it, yes.
Well, don't forget what will happen if you do somehow manage to defeat me and become queen.
You do not scare me anymore, Ranyon.
Oh, don't I?
2 days. 2 days.
Meanwhile, in the Coprilodes tent erected in Extorgia's camp, Brother Scheider is reading an extract from the Gospel of Nedesse. Chapter 84, verses 9 to 11. As I did watch, Majar Aurora did steal the sapphire in place on the pedestal. There, Brother Michael, it should stay for 500 years, lest the Majar of the time does send 3 to retrieve it. She did tell me. But that in the name of the Stromrian Fitzimic shall surely never happen.
Thank you, Scheider. There we have it.
So, what does it actually mean?
As Scheider so dramatically read to us there, it concerns the ambiguous sapphire.
What's that?
Scheider?
I know it is mentioned elsewhere in the scriptures, but I can't quite remember.
It is a Coprilodes artefact. The oldest Coprilodes artefact, rumoured to have immense power.
But though, I mean you said some other Majar hid it for hundreds of years. Why?
Because of the meanings.
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
The ambiguous sapphire, in other words, the sapphire with more than one meaning.
Ah, yes, I remember now. It has several attributes, each which give it a different purpose. Yes, Majar?
Correct. For example, it has such power that it may be possible to use it as a weapon, if handled correctly.
It is also the one item that connects this world to the Stromrian Fitzimic, so can be used to briefly converse with their world.
The density is so great that the sapphire can channel the thoughts and wishes of the Coprilodes for thousands of years.
This is all very interesting, but it doesn't explain why it was hidden away.
Canst thou imagine what would happen if it ever fell into the wrong hands?
Ah, they didn't want someone like Ranyon or Dastine to get it.
Indeed, Turboo.
I can understand that, but what's your point?
We must obtain it.
Well, you're the Majar. Just send 3 people to fetch it like that passage said. I volunteer myself.
As do I.
Excellent. Then we only need one other. The sapphire could indeed be useful at this part of the battle.
You really think it'll let you beat Ranyon?
Hypothetically, we could prevail against Ranyon with it, but Scheider believes...
I believe it could be more psychological.
Right.
Well, this is a cosy little gathering, isn't it?
My lady.
Ah, Turboo. I was hoping to run into you. There is something I want to discuss.
Certainly, my lady.
Step outside. I prefer to talk in the fresh air. I trust you Coprilodes will entertain yourself.
Yes.
Now, Turboo, I don't want to seem to be doubting your abilities, but you are the youngest member of this party. So I'm going to assign one of my Huskgirls to watch over you. Only as a precaution, you understand. One can never be too careful in these dark times.
Yes, Vondra learned that the hard way.
You don't talk about it much, Turboo. I'm here if you ever wish to.
I'm fine, my lady, really.
Are you sure?
There are lots of girls my age who'd break down at the death of their father.
Not to mention finding out he wasn't your father after all.
But I'm thankfully not one of those girls. I decided a while ago to be stronger than that.
Very good. Well, if there is anything I can do...
No, my lady, thank you.
Very well.
Well, actually, yes.
Oh?
I was just talking with the Coprilodes.
A severe health risk.
And they were talking about fetching this artefact, that ambiguous sapphire. They think it can help in the battle.
I've heard this fairy tale before.
I know, it sounds unlikely. It really can be a weapon, but a thing like that, it's got to strengthen your claim to the throne, hasn't it, my lady?
You know, Turboo, there could be something in that.
So can I go?
You?
3 people need to go. Obviously, the Majal want to send Scheider.
You may go, providing you take the Huskgirl I'm assigning to watch over you.
Yes, my lady.
Ah, and here he comes now.
My lady?
Soldier, this is Turboo. I want you to watch over her and see she comes to no harm. Understood?
But, my lady.
Understood.
Aye, my lady.
Turboo, this is...
My name is Nigel.
You set off in the morning.
Brilliant.
What do you mean? Where are we going?
I'll let Turboo fill you in. I have other business to attend to.
So, Nidal,
Aye.
where do you come from?
I was born in the village of Glata, up in the mountains.
That's a mining village, isn't it?
Aye. It's time we had lunch. We could talk afterwards.
Back inside Telhorn Castle, Princess Dustine has been waiting for her father to return.
Father, what happened?
She tried to gain a psychological advantage. She did not succeed, of course. But then, neither did I.
What was her proposition?
She has given us 2 days to surrender. Then she will besiege the town.
We're not surrendering, of course.
Of course not, Dustine. Don't forget about our reinforcements. They'll flank Extorgia's petty resistance. Then we can wipe them out while they're distracted.
I'll look forward to that, sire.
Oh, so have you considered the task I told you about, Dustine?
I have, Father. I set out in an hour.
Oh, good. You have a head start. Extorgia hasn't sent anybody after it yet. In fact, she likely doesn't even know about it.
Are you sure, sire?
Of course I'm sure, Dustine. We've watched her like a hawk, have we not?
Yes, sire.
But on the other hand, it will not be easy. This will give you a chance to redeem yourself for your little blunder in the town. Do not return without it.
I will not fail you, my lord.
You'd better not, or certain questions regarding your loyalty will be raised. Now, go!
To be continued.